Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to make this flag of the United States that you see on the screen right now, 3D flag. The picture that you see I got from Pixabay. It came in oddball size, so I resized it to 1920 by 1080. I think it came 1920 by 1417 or whatever. And you can get it in SVG right there on Pixabay, but you have to resize it anyhow. I use this one right here. It's called Pixelin by NCH software. Seemed to work real well. Okay, we'll start right here on edit page. Go to media pool, right click, new fusion comp. You can name it if you'd like to, but you don't have to. Go ahead and leave it on 5 seconds. Bring down your timeline and go to fusion. Let's get this out of the way. I have to use this on-screen keyboard because I'm paralyzed. I can't use my hands and arms. I put it out there in every video. For the ones that don't know me, they'll sometimes question why I have it up there in the way. Now we'll get the SVG file. Go up here to Fusion, import, SVG. When you bring it in, make sure the dimensions are correct. I'm going to put that in viewer 1. Make sure we have the right one here. Delete the rest. Okay, click away right about here. Shift space and S polygon. We have to transfer all the data from the SVG file to the S polygon. Put the S polygon in viewer 2 with the SVG selected. I'm going to highlight all these points. Right click on any one of them. Down to the bottom, copy. Select the S polygon node. Go to viewer 2, right click. Down to the bottom and paste. With the S polygon selected, shift space and S transform. And shift space again and extrude. We'll add a merge and a render 3D. With the render selected, go to render type, change it from software to hardware. Now your computer will optimize the render time. Type the render into the media out and put it in viewer 2. Select the S transform. On the X offset, go minus 0.5. And on the Y offset, go minus 0.28. On the Y size, go 1080 divided by 1920. And that should bring it down to the center. Select the merge, shift space, and transform 3D. I'm going to set the size to 2. Put the extrude in viewer 1. Little light switch up here. Help you see it better sometimes. Select the extrude. Take the smoothing angle all the way up. And excursion subdivisions all the way up. Set the excursion depth to 0.06 or to your liking. I like that. Click away right about here. Shift space and S render. Then get a Mac control. To connect this, you want to right click on the S render, carry it over to the Mac control, and put it in a garbage mat. Then go to the inspector, and the garbage mat, click the little arrow, and select invert. Select the Mac control, add an image plane, connect that into the merge, and that into there. When you bring your media in, you're going to need to use the loader node. When I first tried this, I tried to use one out of the media pool, and it wouldn't work. Plus, using loader node, you'll be able to save it and use it in other projects if you want to use it for something. Maybe do, maybe don't. But using loader node is always the best way to go anyhow. That way, if you lose your media or move it, you're preset. So click away right about here. Shift space and loader. And I suggest name whatever you're going to use. Don't put any numbers in there. A lot of times it just gets corrupted if you use numbers. Won't work always. And you want to pipe this into the yellow input. And with it selected, shift space and resize. That way, if you switch from 4K to 1080, it ain't gonna matter. It'll work on both. Sometimes you have to hit this auto resolution. Other times it doesn't work when you hit it. Depends on whatever your project is, apparently. I like to hit that reset. I go to the image plane, transform. Remember, we set the excursion at 0.06, so we'll go 0.061, and that should bring it out perfect. You want to select the transform, you rotate it. Now we'll put some chrome on it. We're going to go up here to templates. If you don't see it, select this little effects button, go templates and fusion, down to shaders. And pipe this into the green input of the extrude. And you should now have chrome. I'm going to go ahead and animate it. You don't have to, but I'll do it anyhow. Make sure you got transform node selected. Playhead is at frame 0. Set a keyframe on the y-axis in a rotation. I'm on a 30 FPS. You may have to adjust accordingly. I'm going to go to frame 75, halfway. I'm going to rotate this out to about 45. Set yours to your liking. Take the playhead all the way to the end. Hit the little dot, set it back to 0. Now we'll open the spline. If you can't see it all, select the little shrink button. Select the transform here, 3D. Make sure the Y rotation is selected. Go to zoom to fit. Select all. F on the keyboard. And set relative. Using that will allow you to stretch it however long you want to stretch it on a timeline. Just going to make sure it works before we make the preset. Okay. I'm going to highlight these this time, and we want to get the loader node in first. That way it won't be so hard to find in the macro. It'll be right at the top. Right click on any one of the other nodes. Go to macro, create macro. We'll give it a name. The only one we want to select is the file name in the loader. And delete that and put in pictures. And go to File, Save as Group. It takes you to Macros. We'll go to Fusion instead. Templates, Edit, Titles. This is where you want to make your folder. Put your preset in, and don't name them the same exactly, or Resolve won't recognize the folder. Put an underscore or something in there. Hit Save. We'll go find it. You may have to restart Resolve if you can't find it. It'll be in Titles. And if you click on the preset, go to the inspector, under Browse, and you can put whatever you want on there. This is a 1080 map. Change your, put any picture you want on. Here's the 4K. Now, if this crashes while you're changing this, make sure your render cache is turned off. Once in a while, they'll crash if it's turned on. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.